We are here with Jaw Manneh, the president, chairman, leader of the Northwest Seattle Gambia Association that put together this very important meeting for the Constitutional Review Commission. Seattle is known to be trendsetters. Jaw, you set the bar so high now. How do you feel? I mean, putting together such an event that was very successful, and yeah, I just spoke to the commissioners and everybody seemed happy. There's a big smile on everybody's face. Congratulations. By the
Thank
way.
you. Thank you.
How do you feel?
Well, I feel very grateful that we've been able to put together all these logistics. It took a lot of meetings, a lot of telephone conferences, and we work with the association, not the Seattle Gambia Association. We work with the CRC Seattle chapter because they've been, in the business for many months, and they were able to submit, their reviews to the commission well ahead before they even got here. So that makes our work very easy. So we have a handful of them who we are working with, and then I'm glad that we're able to gel together and we work as a team. And of course, we've been able to work with the embassy in DC. They also were involved, helping us, transmit information from Banjul and all those things. So that has culminated to what we had today, and the response has been very impressive. And of course, I have to thank the people of Seattle who, despite their busy schedules, were able to find time to be here and participate. And you've seen the level of participation. It's been very, productive, very robust, and a lot of great points came out. And the commissioners were also very, they listened very well, and they all were busy taking notes. So my hope is that a lot of ideas came out. Sometimes you wonder whether all these ideas could be synthesized into, one single national document, so that the views and opinions of the people could reflect in the final product.
You personally we didn't see you personally raise.
Well, I mean, I was too busy in the
Did you have any concerns, any points?
I absolutely do. I had a note. I was making a lot of points.
What would happen if you were to share your?
Well, I mean,
what would it be on?
first of all, number one, the first thing that appealed to me was how we can strengthen the institutions of the Republic. And when I say the institution of the Republic, I'm talking about institutions like the National Assembly, for example, our security sector, our judiciary, because what we've seen post-independence is that power has been consolidated under the executive arm of our government. I think that's a travesty. I think that should change. And that is what has allowed us to be, governed by German dictatorship because of the flaws in our system. So we shouldn't repeat that kind of a mistake, because what used to exist on the PPP was the ministers were very powerful. They were National Assembly members and all those things. So they can take decisions at the executive level, and they're being obeyed as laws. So the conditions for a change of government, I think they've been there, and over time they metastasized, and that has attracted these, the army mutineers in the persons of Jammeh and his cohorts, to usurp, civil power, civil authority. So we shouldn't make that mistakes. How do we stop that from that history from repeating itself? It's by strengthening the institutions of the Republic, the judiciary, the legislature. They should be, strengthened. They should be given powers to vet critical executive leaders, especially when it comes to appointment of, members of the executive, for example. Officials who have to head government parastations, like Social Security. These are very critical, institutions.
There should have been some hearing.
Absolutely, because people need to know.
Confirmation hearing.
Exactly. There you go. You got it. Absolutely. Because people need to know, who are these people who have been entrusted with our, livelihoods, our means of survival. Places like central bank. I mean, these are important institutions that you cannot allow anybody to be appointed. I'm not saying people who have served in those capacities, they're not, fit, they're unfit to be there. I'm just saying the confidence of the people, the trust of the people needs to be affirmed, through legislative process.
That's a very
so that.
Hope you are submitting a paper to the CRC or some of these ideas you write.
Yeah, I mean, what we've been able to do is at the Seattle level is there's been a review, by the chapter. Like I said, the group went through them, and I went through some of the. I think a lot of things that came out were very, very, salient. They're very, very relevant to, the work that they're trying to do here. So
what are some of the challenges that you face in organizing such an event for just others who would try to emulate?
It was tough. I think our success was primarily based on the planning. We were able to engage well in advance. Make sure that we have a clear-cut strategies. How do we go about disseminating information so that our members of our communities could be as much informed as possible, and also, more importantly, is how this proceeding could affect their lives and the life of their kids for generations to come. So that information, there was that that sense of understanding that this is about Gambia, this is about your future, this is about your power, as a citizen of the Gambia, and what should be done with that power is something that we all should be part of. We can't let the politicians or elected officials to decide on our behalf. I think we've went through a very difficult past. And what this process is about remaking our country. We are rebranding the Gambia, altogether, from governmental structure to our constitutional structure, to the whole way how we conduct, public business in the country. And this is the foundation. If we, mess this up, there's going to be, it's going to snowball into, exactly. There you go. More problems down the way. So. I'm very happy that the members of the commission were able to be here to meet, to interface with members of our communities and have these exchanges. And I look forward to, the consolidation of the, because these are very, like I said, they're trying to reach as many comments as possible. So it's a very difficult exercise.
We will shift from
yes, it's a very difficult exercise.
2 years, Jaw. Your term is
oh my God! Yes.
So are you
yes.
going to consolidate?
No.
President Jaw Manneh fans club.
No.
Launch and continue.
No.
Do you have water cannons coming to?
Oh my God! Okay, I know where you're going with this one.
Is Jaw running for another term? Is Jaw running?
No.
Jaw didn't finish his mandate, did you?
I think I've had my fill of the glass. So
your campaign mandate?
I think I'm done, man. I'll be very happy to have someone come in and take over the affairs of the Northwest Seattle. I think 2 years is good enough for me.
It's good?
Yeah, I don't want to run again. No way, no water cannons, man. That's not coming here. I think that kind of Banjul politics should not be encouraged. So,
okay,
yeah.
well, thank you. Thank you very much, Jaw.
All right, bro. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming too.
These 2 years just finished, so Jaw does not have water cannons lined up and other stuff. Thank you.